Hey guys, how you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are having a great day. As you could tell, I still don't have a background, but it's okay. Uh, Today's we have a special guest, and I know half of you degenerates are here for him. Let's give it out to the man himself, the OG, many enemies. And we have a special guest with him. Okay, so if you want to introduce yourself, bro, and then introduce the special guest that right next to you.
I'm many enemies with Are We Cool Yet? And this is my lovely wife, Carbon Fiber Goth. But she is on Matrix Chat or Element, whatever.
Yeah, cool. How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys are doing good. I know there's issues going on, so hopefully the stream runs well. But I want to ask you some questions. And the reason that I brought you here, bro, is because I feel like in this community, we need more of that family atmosphere. Not just because we want to show the people like, oh, look, we're not some weirdos in the basement, you know? Because I'm pretty sure half of us are in a basement or something like that, or in a garage. But I just want the people to know that this could become a family event. Like this could be something that you could bond with, especially if you have kids or even if you have a partner. Because a lot of the times, the way that a relationship works out is if both of you guys have something in common that you guys could work on, right? What do you think, bro?
I totally agree, man.
That's why I got into it.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of my deal at first, and she showed interest, so she actually helped in the alpha testing of the Trident. Was kind of her first foray into the 3D Guncat stuff, so that's pretty cool.
All right. Oh yeah. So that's what's amazing. I'm pretty sure she was saying like, hey, he doesn't pay attention to me anymore. The only way he's gonna pay attention to me if either I dress as a 3D printer or I start doing 3D printing stuff. Um, how did you take it, bro? Like when she said, "Hey, I want to learn." What was going through your mind at that time?
I loved it, man, because like where I build and everything is in here, so like my workbench is that way, and so like I'd always be talking, while like she crochets as well, so like she'd be crocheting, I'd be working on stuff, and eventually there was a crossover, and I was excited. It's like heck yeah.
Yeah. Flying Rich is saying my wife hates me printing.
You gotta trick her with accessories first.
Not her print. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, your pretty 3D printed bracelets.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask your wife, what was like the big thing that made you get into 3D printing? Like, did you figure out like, hey, maybe I could create things for myself, or what was that final step that pushed you to say, hey, man, could you teach me, or I want to learn?
I do a lot of craft shows with my crochet, so I started off wanting to do like earrings and jewelry pieces and accessories, and then we did that, and he started getting into GunCAD, and I really wanted a hobby we could do together.
Yeah, bro.
I jumped in.
Bro, I'm jealous now. Damn, bro. I don't have anybody to print with me. Fuck. Okay, guys, so it's gonna get a little depressing for you guys that don't have a partner to help you print, but I got you guys. I mean, I'll hold your hand. I don't know. Okay, so we were talking earlier, bro, and you were telling me that you're trying to get more into the nylon theme. I mean, you're already in the nylon theme, but we were talking about your store. Let's talk about your store, bro.
That's her story.
Oh, it's
Ours.
your store?
Yeah, I don't mess with it. I'm too busy. Like, she can ask me questions and stuff, but like, she handles that. I got enough to do.
And- okay. So explain more about your store, please.
Oh, well, it started after I did the alpha with the Trident, and I got asked if I wanted to do parts kits and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. I can do that at home. And he talks me through all the stuff I need to know, printing all that parts, and then I sit, crochet, and sort parts, wait for orders to come through. And we're expanding this week into like grips and things like that. So keep an eye out for new listings.
Okay, guys. So you heard it first. Here first. The store will be having more stuff next week when you guys got a chance. So how does the store work? Like you're building parts kits, right? Do you have a website set up, or how is it that gonna run?
Yeah, it's deadparts.com. And so I've got the one kit for the Trident listed now. I'm waiting on some POMs to complete for some more kits in the works. And then Min is teaching me how to print nylon for the grips.
That's dope, man. I'm telling you, people need to understand that family is very important. And I think in this time, at this time, and with the society that we have, they're trying to take away that family atmosphere. They're trying to take away that, you know, I could be with my dad and do something cool, or me and my wife could be cool and have fun off of this. And the thing is that you guys are printing a lot of different stuff, but you guys are also kind of part of the Kuwait community now, correct? Have you? How does she shoot, bro? Is she a good shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually better than me, at least with pistols.
All my qualifying shots were kill shots. So that was nice.
Yeah, I mean, she's a concealed carry holder, but yeah, she's way better with a pistol than I am. Not too proud to admit it.
Yeah, bro.
Rifles are cooler though.
They're
Oh,
heavy.
hey, that's what it is. At least you have to carry the heavy stuff and stuff like that, bro. That's your job, bro. Carry that weight. Okay, so what are you guys working at this moment? You said you're teaching her how to do nylon. Has she already have you already printed nylon?
Not yet. I've got one in the works now. Just a couple grips, simple, small parts.
It's a big switchover from PLA to nylon. That the speeds are different, temperatures are different, the way you orient is different. So I mean, it's a lot,
Yeah.
But it's a good thing to learn. I mean, you print a PLA part, leave it in your car, especially where you're at, it's going to be a puddle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You print it in nylon, you're good to go for a generation or two.
Correct. And even that now, like if she's printing little things here and there to sell, now they're gonna last longer. You're gonna get less complaints. It's gonna look way cooler because nylon has this nice look. So it's dope, man. What was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask. I mean, since there's two of you here and it's pretty much like a couple interview, how did you guys meet?
That's a fun one. Yeah, I was married prior, and I used to do a lot of fetish shows,
Mm-hmm.
like the stage performance. Like it was basically performance art, and
Okay.
she also did it, and we were really good friends, and would like perform and do shows together, yada yada.
When our kids would play together at the after parties and things like that.
Right, our kids would play together, so we were like good friends. And then I got a divorce, but she had moved 3,000 miles away to Washington, And like I got a divorce and we started talking again. And within 3 weeks of talking, I was like, so you should just move in with me. I'll fly you and your son back and you can just live with me, without ever having hugs or anything like that. And
Yeah, you didn't kiss me for like 2 weeks.
yeah. She got off the plane, moved into my house, and I'm shy. Like I didn't kiss her for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
Do you think like in your head you were like I don't want to kiss her because I don't want to mess it up, or you were just too shy? Like
I'm shy. Like I'm real shy.
He still blushes.
I'm blushing now. Yeah. But like I don't know. Like I was married for 13 years, and then like I was only single for like maybe 3 or 4 months. You know what I mean? And we started talking. And I was like, you gotta come and live with me. Like
we took a leap of faith.
Yeah, it was definitely a leap of faith.
Technically, I guess I'm a mail order bride.
Yeah. I mean, because she could have showed up and been like crazy, man. But it was just
like,
I mean, but I think little by little you had seen the way that your kids interacted with her kids. I'm pretty sure
Right.
her being around, you kind of got to know her a little bit.
Right.
The thing is that, man, you took your shot, bro. You could have missed, but you, bro, it could have been a 1 point, but you got a triple, bro. So
Yeah.
there you go, man.
Yeah, and I mean we're on like 7 years now, so
Mhm.
The homie's saying that I need a on the soundboard.
oh yeah, we got we actually opened up a public nylon room for anybody.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
you don't have to be a member of Are We Cool yet. We have public rooms, and then we have like members only, like the dev rooms. I'm sure it's similar elsewhere, but we had a nylon room, and I was like, man, we need to open this thing up to the public because everybody wants to do nylon, man. I mean, it only makes sense. But
Go ahead.
everybody should check it out if you're on Element Chat. It's Are We Cool Yet? So you want to print nylon, or you can hit me up on Instagram and I'll shoot you the link. But we have a good group in there, a lot of helpful people.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of people are getting interested in nylon right now, especially because of the heat waves. What have you ever tried HTPLA, bro?
Oh yeah, that's all my builds. When you see that translucent red, it's HTPLA. It's the Blood of My Enemies by Protopasta. I love that. I love that stuff.
That's what it's called, bro.
That's exactly what it's called. Blood of My Enemies. It couldn't be any more perfect.
Yeah, that was meant for you, bro. Okay, so let me ask you a question. The strength between HTPLA and nylon, which one do you think it's better?
Nylon. There's no question. There's no question. There's absolutely no question.
That's crazy.
Crazy talk if somebody says it's something else, man. I mean, you can anneal HTPLA and it definitely bumps up, the durability, all that. But you ain't beating nylon, man.
Okay.
Even polycarbonate is super duper strong, but it's not in the same class as nylon as far as layer adhesion and tension. I mean, I love the stuff. I use a lot of polycarb, but
yeah, the homie's saying that the scarab with the Blood of My Enemies is fire, bro.
I love that gun. Yeah, man, the first day I took that thing out, I put like 350 rounds through it, like day one.
All right, I got a question, bro, and this question goes out to the people that are here that are not in a relationship or are looking for a relationship. Since the show is more about family this time. What would be a great advice that you would give somebody of how to deal with their significant other?
As in the realm of 3D printing exclusively, or just like all encompassing?
Yes, all encompassing.
All encompassing. Man, just my first marriage taught me patience. You know what I mean? Like you come home from a hard day of work, and you might not want to like you don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, make the time. You know what I mean? Just listen. Like it don't cost anything to listen. You know, even like she crochets. I love her to death. I don't care about crochet. You know what I mean?
bro.
But
But her sweater is dope. She's making like
yeah,
a point.
Thank you.
exactly. Well, not she's talented, and I mean, I take the time to like. She'll ask me like, "What color should I do with this next?" And I, you know, I take the time and I care. I mean,
It means a lot. It's a huge like just it helps with everything when we talk. You know, we
Es-
listen.
Especially with kids, right? Like I don't know if people understand, but I remember when I had my firstborn, right, my son. When I had my son, I was a kid myself, bro. I was like, I think 16 when I had my firstborn, right? And I remember I kind of was jealous, bro. Like because he was a boy, you know. So he was a boy, and he was always with my wife, and my wife was giving him attention, and I was jealous. Like for reals, I'm like, man, he's taking away my love, like
yeah,
this and that. But then as I grew up, I realized like, wait a minute, like I shouldn't be jealous of him because you know, it's different. The love between a couple and the love between your kids is completely different, especially when you have a girl. Like if you guys have a girl, it's like the wife is gonna get jealous. My wife was jealous when we had my daughter. I don't. What do
okay.
you guys think?
But no, I mean, I totally get it, man. I had my first when I just turned 21,
Yeah,
and I remember similar feelings. I mean, but that you know, there ain't a book on it. You know what I mean? Or the only thing you can learn from is experience.
correct, man.
So I mean,
You know, I want to talk about something that you were talking to me earlier. That you were saying that your son uses what was it? Octopi, right?
yeah, Octoprint, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
octopi.
I'm a dinosaur, man. He set all that stuff up, and he's like, "You should really use this, blah blah." blah. And I'm like, "Whatever, man. I ain't got time for that."
Damn, bro. So out of your kids, how many of them 3D print or that you could see that they're kind of have an interest in 3D printing?
I have five children, three boys, two girls, and my oldest son, Prince. All three of them are we homeschool, so they're all totally capable in Blender. So I mean,
Hey, a lot of people don't understand. If I could do everything all over again, bro, I would have homeschooled my kids for real.
Mhm.
I would have
yeah,
homeschooled my kids, and it's not just because I want to keep them away from certain people. No, it's because I want to teach them stuff that they're gonna be able to use in the future. Because the school system is in reality just trying to make people that are gonna work warehouse jobs, jobs where they're not gonna interact with other people. And I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm just saying the way school is at this moment, all the drugs that kids could get so easily, why risk it? You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, and you can like, you know, not everybody's the same, man. Like, and you can kind of tailor the curriculum. You know what I mean, to their individual strengths.
You can let them pick out like what they want to learn about, and
Right.
YouTube has been an amazing resource for Blender and 3D printing as well as documenting.
You give me any STL or step file, I can print it and assemble it. But if you ask me to go through and make a design change, I'm going to my 16-year-old and I'm gonna be like, bro, I need your help. Please change this for me because I can't CAD at all.
Damn, that's
Those
dope,
big
bro.
your people, like he's talented.
No, I've made him design stuff. I'm like, dude, I need your help. I'll pay you or like whatever. I need you to design this. And I mean, every time, dude, he's like
Yo,
clockwork.
And they're
see,
now like a window lock. Like,
Yeah.
well, for real, see, that's why I wanted to make this episode because I wanted people to know, like, hey, man, it's okay to get your kids involved at a certain age. It's okay to uh, have bonding time. I mean, remember, guys, with 3D printing, you don't have to just make stuff about 2A. You can make games for your kids. You can make a bunch of different stuff. I mean, we have proof right in front of our faces. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
All right, man. Anything you kind of want to talk about that you want to?
I mean, it's what I always talk about, just pushing people to make use of better materials. You know,
Yeah,
PLA is great, but man, PLA it ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like you make a anything. I mean, PLA is good in my mind for prototyping,
yeah,
but we, we as a community, I believe, need to move toward more, you know, materials with more longevity. You know, whether it be polycarbonate, which or carbon fiber reinforced polycarbonate specifically. You got to be real careful with it as far as how you print it and everything. But I think nylon is something everybody could really get on board with. I feel really passionately about that.
okay, okay. And then you were talking about that nylon line. Where do people go to that line? It's on what?
Matrix chat. It's if you go to the Cool Yet website, it's
Yeah,
arewecoolYet.wtf, and just set an account up. You'll get dumped into the lobby and just ask. And I mean, there's always a member in there that'll point you in the right direction, and we'll help anybody. Like I don't care, man. You know, I don't care who you're with, where you're from, what you're doing. Like I just want people to print nylon. It's I don't know why I'm like this, but Bitplum. If you've ever seen his prints, I used
yeah,
to like get on Reddit on Crosscat, and I'd see these carbon fiber nylon prints, man, and like my mouth watered, you know.
yeah.
And then I found my way to the Are We Cool Yet chat, and I got to talk to the guy, you know, and I was just like picking his brain, like, man, how do you do this? Like, what, teach me. And he did. He's one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, and
Yeah.
now I'm like honor bound, you know what I mean, to spread it. Now I'm like, please print nylon. If you're ever in the chat, you'll see me. I'm like, you need to print nylon, bro. Like,
Yeah, man. I love that word you use right now. Honor bound. A lot of people don't understand that word or forgot about that word, but that's how I feel with the community. There was a lot of good people that helped me in the community, and if I had a dumb question, they would kind of answer it. Uh, at the same time, I think in the beginning, when I started, it was around COVID, so I think a lot of us had started at that same time frame, and we were all scared, not knowing if he's a Fed, who's a Fed. They were like, who could we trust? But at
yeah,
the same time, now the people that started, a lot of them stopped. Whoever stayed. But you guys gotta understand, if you came into this community and somebody helped you, now you have to help somebody else, because like you said, you're honor bound. You have this responsibility, especially if you know what you're doing. So yeah, man, that was dope.
no, it's a good way to be, man. I've helped a lot of people, and like, man, every time they pull their first like perfect nylon print, and they message me all excited. I get as excited as the first time I got a good nylon print. I'm just like, oh my god, you did it! You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Bro, it's like scratching that itch.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly,
Like
man. And like, I don't care. I'll teach a Fed how to nylon print. Like, we're not doing anything illegal, dude.
yes,
Like,
you're correct. As long as he's not you're not making them buy parts or nothing like that. What could I mean? It's for educational purposes. That's what people need to understand.
absolutely.
Okay, so I have a question for your wife. What is the step that you're looking forward with all this 3D printing? Like, what are you trying to achieve, or what's something that you really want to do with 3D printing?
I'd really like to get more ladies into it. Honestly, like I've met a lot of the guys talking to them about competing next year, and I was like, "But you gotta print your shit, you know." Don't
Yeah,
let them do it for you. Let's do it ourselves and feel accomplished and get like a women's group into it because I haven't really met a lot that are into it.
yeah, that it's amazing. I think that's a reason that I'm gonna do something in a bit. So like I'm working on something in a couple of months where I'm gonna try to get a couple of females, that trying to get them together and explain to them about 3D printing. So I'll talk to you about it if she's interested and try to set something up. So now she has her little crew. You know what I mean? And now
Yeah,
that'll be dope.
That'd be good.
it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I got a lot of friends and offline who are just like, that's not my thing, or like are totally uncomfortable. And I'm just like, come
yeah.
on.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you. So, what do like people think now that you're 3D printing?
Um, I'm, they either shrug me off or change the subject real quick, or like my friend I met, she's got twins and another daughter, and we met at the park the other day, and I was talking about my website and getting orders together, and she's like, "So, have you gotten any backlash?" That was the first thing she asked, and I was like,
Yes.
"No, I haven't, because everything I do is totally legal, and I try to just encourage people to educate themselves more and learn about it rather than just kind of shy away."
Yeah, yeah. That's dope. That's a lot. You're gonna get a lot of those questions where like, "Oh, is that illegal?" Stuff like that. I know a couple of people. They still ask me the same thing. But we have a question for you, bro. Have you tried
Solving.
Talman? Yeah, 3D glass. Bro?
I haven't, and I mean it just because I initially wanted to start like nylon X is my jam. I just like the color of it, the surface finish. I don't know much. I know Hoffman has used that, but basically what I use is down to three brands. I use nylon X, which is like my baby. Um, I use Atomic, which is atomic nuclear nylon V3, and then I use coax glass filled. I'd steer clear of the carbon fiber filled. They've had some issues. You can't even buy it right now. They'll get it sorted out, but
Yeah,
those are
yeah,
my top three for sure.
yeah,
Coax is probably the best for beginners. Because like with nylon X, man, that stuff will warp like crazy. But like coax, you can print it flat on the build plate. It's actually the old school formulation of DuPont Zytel. It's good
damn.
stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard today actually. Tame, shout out to Tame the Bank. He told me that they were having issues with coax or something like that.
Well,
And
just the carbon fiber though, not
yeah,
the
yeah,
glass.
the carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess they were gonna resend him a roll, but yeah, he told me it's out of stock. I guess right now at the moment you can't buy it.
Nope.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm gonna ask both of you guys a question. Um, how would you guys feel if one of your kids took the same path and started participating in the 2A community, doing the same thing you're doing, bro? How would you take it, and how would you feel?
I would be.
Proud.
Yeah, I mean, my son is already, he's 16, so I mean, he's just getting his chops up for the day. He can print a pistol. I mean, we're in the South. I grew up around guns my whole life. It's just part of the culture. You know what I mean? And I'd have zero issue. I mean, I'd be proud.
I'm hoping our daughter shows interest.
Absolutely.
She's smart enough. She's only 5, but
Yeah,
she'll get
absolutely.
there.
I have zero issue because I mean, you know, barring any type of major legislation or law changes, my kids will be law-abiding citizens, just like I've always been. Like, you know what? Shooting is a sport. My dad grew up taking his rifle to school, participating in Future Farmers of America, shooting. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, obviously we have issues that happen in the country, but like I'm not gonna hurt anybody. You know, I love everybody. My
Yeah.
handle on Element Chat is many enemies bring much honor. Everyone's best friend. Like,
All right, man. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And hopefully the 3D printing stays because lately they've been pushing all this anti 2A stuff. I was thinking something, bro. Imagine 3D printing becomes like moonshining. That would be so dope, bro. I mean, not in a
Wasn't your grandpa like?
my great grandfather was a moonshiner.
all right.
He,
I want to hear this story, bro. Come on.
well, like Papa Clint, he died. He was 100 years old when he died, and his wife, my great grandmother Eunice, when
Yeah.
she was passing away, she let loose with all the tea. You know what I mean? And she was telling us a story about Clint running liquor and crashing the car, and he had to like belly crawl through a ditch and run from the police. But he took a portion of the money, so my great grandmother didn't feel guilty and donated it to a church. So he basically built the church on liquor money. That
Bro,
that
I
was
mean, yeah, shout out to your what is it, great grandpa?
yeah,
Great grandpa? Shout out to him. I mean, it's crazy, bro. That's what people don't understand, that we as people, we need traditions. If we don't have any type of traditions, that's when we start searching for them. You know what I mean? Because once they
absolutely.
start taking a tradition away from you, you don't know who you are. You don't know anything. And I think people need to realize that that moonshine, it was a tradition, man. It was where family got together. It was how certain people were actually getting fed. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I think people are just too narrow-minded sometimes, and they don't want to open up and get the bigger picture, man. Uh,
Well, there used to be a middle ground, within the country. You know what I mean? And now,
yeah,
kind of what we're left with is just two extremes, and you have a minority of people on either extreme, and then you got people like kind of trapped in the middle with no home. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah. You got people that are not trying to do certain things because uh, nowadays we're forced against the wall to either vote for the lesser of two evils, right?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
so we're gonna vote for this person, but we don't really want to vote for him, but we're just voting for him because the other person's worse. So now we're stuck with two dumbasses, allegedly. But it's crazy, man.
Well, like at home, like in real life, like all my friends are very, very, very liberal. You know what I mean? Like it's a bunch of hippies, and I love them to death. But like, I can talk about the gun stuff, and I mean, I think that's just by virtue of location. In the South, it's a little bit more entrenched within the culture. But
I have a
you,
question.
what's up?
So you're in the South. Sorry to cut you off, bro. I just kept it was in my head. So you're in the South, but you said your neighbors are very like hippied out. How do you think that happened? Do you think it was like, because when people hear about the South, bro, they think that, like, hippies wouldn't be there.
Oh, bro, there's tons of hippies. There's whole mountain towns of nothing but hippies.
So you think
That's like,
you
For
think
real.
you think a lot of them either moved from California, or when Woodstock happened, a lot of them stayed, or
No, man. I mean, it's homegrown Southern hippies, my friend. You got to remember, like the Dead. What was the Grateful Dead's first band? It was the Warlocks. It was a folk band, and they were covering tunes from like Doc Watson, who was from up in Deep Gap, North Carolina. So there's like this whole like merging, where I grew up going to a ton of bluegrass and folk music festivals,
yeah,
and there was always some hippies there. So like,
bluegrass bumps, bro. Like, people don't understand it, but I love bluegrass, to be honest. Like, and a lot of people don't get it, bro. but I mean that's just how it is sometimes. Okay, I have a question, and it has to do with the community, bro. Real quick, um, what do you think that is gonna stop the community from evolving?
Boring, man. Nothing. To be honest, nothing. Not trying to like. I don't even know the correct terminology, but nothing. There's nothing that's gonna stop it.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can pass. You can't legislate morality. You can't legislate, what we're doing. We did a team trailer recently, and the kind of the tagline was, if you ban our art this year, you won't know what we make next year. There's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, it's just like prohibition. Did people stop drinking? It's just like the drug war. Did people stop doing drugs? I mean, you can't. You're better to manage it and everything to be surface level and I won't say regulated, but I mean, it's better to be above board because if you push things underground, that's where they go, is underground. So, whether it be things on Rocket Chat, that's not going anywhere. Whether it's are we cool yet, or it ain't going nowhere, man. And I mean, that's not me being some, excuse me, Billy badass or something, but it's just the truth.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with you. I've met a lot of people that are not into 3D printing, but are into the 2A community, and a lot of them have said like, "Hey, I wouldn't have that type of like you guys could do a lot of stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I mean, whatever you want to build, you could build it." And he's not like, "I wouldn't." He pretty much told me that he wouldn't have had the respect for the 3D printing. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "And I would have been building all this stuff that like auto sears, things like that. And then that's when it gets scary because then if you make it illegal, now these guys are gonna be like, oh, well, now I could start it because it's illegal. If people like illegal stuff, people don't like legal stuff. I mean, what's the fun in doing something legal when you could do something dope and illegal? You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't, the files are out there, but I've never printed an NFA item. I've never, no clock switches, no nothing. But it's one of those things, if you totally outright made it illegal to do what we do, then it's kind of like, well, what's the point? It's like when you're a kid, if your parents ground you for every single thing, it's just like, well, man, if I'm gonna get grounded anyway, but
yeah,
I mean, I'm a family man, so like I play it safe. I don't care what other people do, but like I'm doing enough. Like you've seen my page, like I got cool guns. That's all I want.
Yeah, man. You got super cool guns. You got a dope family, bro. What else do you want? And I think people don't understand that, bro. Like, you don't need all this materialistic shit in your life to be happy. All you need, bro, is a family, a good bond with your spouse, and guns. Lots of guns. No, but you know what I mean. You don't need all that stuff, bro. Like, people need to remember, like, stuff comes and goes, but a connection, a unity, a brotherhood, that's forever. And that's what I feel this community is doing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, man, like, during COVID and everything, like, and even prior to that, like, I was just some dude in my bedroom 3D printing, building guns, which was great, but like, eventually I found my way to the chat, you know what I mean? And like, man, there's dudes in there that are like family. I love those guys. I've met them at GMM, the Gunmakers match.
Yeah.
We hung out on the beach and went swimming. Like, I talk to them every day. I talk to them more than, like my siblings.
I got a question. When you go into those events, or how many of the events have you gone of the Makers match? You've only done one?
there's only been two, and I went to last year's and won it for People's Choice. Oh, this year, yeah.
And she's correcting them. This year.
That's fine.
I'm joking, bro.
No, you're good, brother.
So you won that one, and did you take the family, bro, or?
No, I took my wife, and we pulled the camper down before gas was $1 million a gallon,
Oh, shit.
and we a lot of the members they rented like a super sweet pad on the beach, and we found a campground that was literally like right down the street, like
Walking distance.
walking distance. So we
Yeah,
parked
let's
our
go.
camper. We parked our camper at the campground. I let a couple dudes stay with me in the camper, and like everybody just, man, it was fun. It was super duper fun.
They're saying your KC9 XL deserved it. Uh, they're saying, hell yeah, love you, brother.
Dude, I love that gun. It gets a lot of flack in the community for the magnet thing. I don't know if you're familiar, but
No,
like
I need to check it out.
it's a super fun build, super cool design. I love that thing.
Yeah,
I built a couple at this point.
that's crazy. All right, man. I got one last question, and I'm gonna ask your wife first, and then I'll ask you. You that are new into the community with 3D printing, that you're getting involved. What would be some advice that you would give to somebody that's just starting?
Patience, a lot of patience, and just keep trying over and over again. You'll have a ton of fuck ups, like a whole ton, before you get it right, and that's totally okay. You just learn from it and keep getting better every time.
That's dope. That's true, man. And then for you, bro, what would you tell the people that are thinking of getting into nylon?
Cool, man. Same deal. Patience. With nylon, I would really take my time though, because those failures on the print bed hurt. You know what I mean? It's dependent. If you're using nylon X, you're gonna get your feelings hurt because that's like $20.
Yes,
You know what I mean? A roll of Pushin PLA for $22 versus 500 grams of nylon X at 50 something dollars. Like it'll split your roll real quick. But
yeah, man.
there's a ton of people, whether it be in the rocket chat stuff or like us at Are We Cool Yet, like that'll help. And I mean, with our nylon room, like we'll help you. It's one of my favorite things to do is help people learn to print nylon.
The homie IPS is saying he saw Mr. and Mrs. Many Enemies. What's up?
Yeah, I tricked him into coming to Are We Cool Yet.
Yeah, you tricked him.
I love that dude. He's a good man.
Dude, IPS, I know this is about you, but IPS is a savage. When if you don't hear from him in a while, he just locks himself, sets and attacks, bro. That's what's so dope about him. That's what he does, man. He when he puts his mind into something, he achieves it. And I think that's what a lot of us need to understand, that once we put our mind into something, we need to actually achieve it and keep going and not look back.
That's what drew me to him, dude. Like I followed him on Instagram and I saw the things he was doing. And I was like, man, I gotta talk to this dude. Like he's all right,
Yeah. Oh, okay. So one last thing, because they keep asking about it, bro. Is the nylon room open?
Absolutely, it's public. Anyone can get on Matrix Chat and join. And me and a couple other dudes that are deep in the nylon will be. I'm always on Matrix Chat. I'll help anybody. You can message me on Instagram. I'll hook you up with the link. I mean, I really want the community to move toward more
I
materials of
love.
longevity. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, for sure. All right, man. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for having me, and I will put all the stuff for the store down below. Uh, Let them know where they can find you. Both of you, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on Instagram, the same screen name, whatever you want to call it. Many enemies bring much honor. I'm on Matrix Chat, same name. Um,
Carbon Fiber Goth on Matrix, or Fiber Goth spelled funny on Instagram. SYBREGOTH. And of course, Deadhead Hearts on Insta.
Okay, so there you guys heard. Make sure you guys go support the website, especially the the Instagram. Make sure you guys interact. That way, people could see that shit. Because if you don't hit a like button, if you don't leave a comment, we're not gonna be able to find you, me, him, them. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna take you out. Don't hang up. I'll be back.
you're the best, man.
Thank you.
And appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. It was a great experience having him here, especially having him here with his wife, because you guys could see that this is nothing wrong with what we're doing. Everything we do is legal, and it's a bonding experience. It's for us to get closer with each other and actually come up with dope ass stuff. Thank you. Be safe. Talk to you guys later.